Still in Lagos, state stakeholders are intensifying efforts to curb the rise in feminicide, which is the intentional killing of women and girls by men, which has remained a pressing issue in the country. As grieving families continue to demand justice, the fight against feminicide has become a shared struggle across the nation, with groups calling for concerted efforts from all to address the menace. Here's the report.
As part of efforts to address the rise in cases of femicide, the Assistant Commissioner of Police and Force Pathologist at the State Hospital in Falomo, Dr. Samuel Keshinru, is leading an initiative aimed at tackling the alarming rise of femicide in Lagos State. The initiative focuses on the collection of detailed data, the analysis of systematic gaps, and the development of policy recommendations to reduce gender-based violence.
So the pathologist can overrule what the court says. It just needs to, and it's an opinion, a medical opinion on the situation. They cannot determine what the court will say, because it depends on the lawyers as well, depends on the prosecution, depends on the defendant counsel, what they can prove to the court. But we help the justice. We are not on the part of anybody. Pathology just is to help the justice system to be able to find out the truth. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not that every death somebody caused it. I've done so many autopsies. In fact, half of all the autopsies I've done are actually caused by natural death, because the person died suddenly and they think he died in somebody's house or he died in an open space. They have to do an autopsy.
The fight against femicide also extends to justice for victims. Close to 3 years ago, Oluwabamishi Ayonwola tragically lost her life on February 26, 2022, while commuting from her workplace in Chevron to Oshodi aboard a Lagos State BRT bus. Friday marked 1,000 days since her untimely passing, a somber milestone for her grieving family. Despite numerous challenges, they remain steadfast in their call for justice. Ayonwola Oluwadamilola, her elder sister, spoke about the pain and determination driving their fights.
Where is our belongings? Because our co-work members at work, at our place of work, told us that Bamishi already sold clothes for the newborn baby that she was coming to meet the mother. And her phone, that Bamishi had clothes that she has sewn for my mom that she's going to wear on that day, and the mother of the baby. Where are those clothes? Where is Bamishi's phone? If thorough investigation is being carried out by the police, all these things they should have let us know. So we are just going to the courts for going sick because of Bamishi. We are not pleased with how Lagos State is handling this case. We have to be honest with Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. We are not happy.
One of the leading voices in this fight is Ololade Ajayi, the founder of the DOHS Women and Children Foundation. Our organization has been instrumental in tracking and preventing cases of femicide across Nigeria. Ajayi's efforts to rescue potential victims and raise awareness are central to the movement for systematic change.
I want the government to take this seriously, to make laws that actually will affect femicide, to ensure that living victims of femicide are protected, to track femicide. We are using data activism to track femicide. We have put the data out there, the details of this case, the patterns, and all of this can be used to predict what is going to happen, how many women and girls are likely to result in a case of femicide. How many women and girls can be rescued if we do these things? So if the government takes this data seriously, if the government make better laws on femicide, if they take our femicide bill, for example, and examine it and, introduce it into the constitution, the criminal code, it will actually be pleasant to save many more women and girls from femicide in Nigeria.
From advocacy and systematic reforms to the tireless work of families and organizations, the fight against femicide continues to gain momentum. As the crisis unfolds, it is clear that a collective effort from both governmental and civil society groups is needed to protect women and girls, hold perpetrators accountable, and ultimately end this cycle of violence.